When it was announced that Gridiron Champions was officially going to bring college football games back, fans of the NCAA Football series were of course excited. Then two thoughts quickly ran through your head. One, who are these people? And two, how are they going to make a college game when EA or 2K have it for years? Let's take a look.
Sports Gamers Online is the #1 source for the sports gamer.
For those that haven't been following along from the beginning, let's start at why NCAA football went off the shelf in the first place. It's been a long 5 years since we were running wishbone offenses and stockpiling 5-star recruits in dynasty mode. Despite what you might have thought, the Ed O'Bannon vs. NCAA case wasn't to put an end to college football video games legally. Instead, it was supposed to open a door for players getting properly compensated for use of their likeness, so they could no longer pretend the 6'4" mobile QB on Texas with number 10 is just some random player and not Vince Young. EA, which was named as a defendant in the case, eventually settled out of court to the tune of $40 million spread out amongst nearly 30,000 athletes. After the settlement, it was revealed that EA ultimately had no issue paying for player likeness because it would add to the realism of their games being released. But due to the NCAA's archaic views on amateurism and the student athlete, it would deem any player who receives payment automatically ineligible to play. On top of that, NCAA threatened to cease the licenses of schools, conferences, and more. It was the ultimate nail in the coffin for NCAA football and basketball with regards to EA Sports. Now fast forward to 2018 and Gridiron Champions from IMV Gaming, which is slated to release in 2020, marks the return of college football. But the big question is, how is the game going to be made and released with the ability for you to play as real college athletes in schools without any issues from the NCAA? IMV Gaming is going the route of creating completely made up schools, players, and conferences. Feeling that an unlicensed game is a deal breaker for you? Don't worry, as Gridiron Champions will allow users to fully customize these generic rosters, teams, stadiums, and conferences. In addition, players will be allowed to upload or design their own logos and completely change the uniforms to their liking. So you can see the direction in which IMV is going. They're giving us the ability to customize our own experiences and make our own NCAA game or Season 3 of Blue Mountain State. It's up to you. So the next thought is, well, once you just create and add in all the real life schools and stadiums and players, the NCAA will shut down IMV and Gridiron Champions. Well, the answer to that is best summed up by Danny Jugan Creative Access Football, which in fact features the exact same type of customization in their game.
So I've checked in with a couple of different lawyers, just making sure that we were covered. And from what I understand and experience by the fact that no one has reached out to us with any sort of cease and desist or stuff like that, my understanding is that as long as the game does not ship with the content, and we're talking about copyrighted logos, player likenesses, all that sort of stuff, as long as the game doesn't ship with it, that's fine. If it's user created after the fact and added to the game, it's okay. And so as long as that is the approach taken, then there shouldn't be any legal issues.
This allows IMV Gaming to hold the legal stance that since they ship the game with fully generic rosters and stadiums, any editing done by players of the game to any elements is protected by the freedom of artistic expression stated within the First Amendment. EA began allowing this type of creativity in a smaller capacity towards the end of the NCAA Football series lifespan with the online team builder. It appears as though IMV Gaming's plan for Gridiron Champions is to include a team builder the likes of which has never been seen before. So the only resemblance Gridiron Champions is going to have in NCAA football is that it's a football game being played on the field. Everything else, as mentioned before, is completely generic. This allows IMV Gaming to use the defense that 1. No likeness or logos are shipped with the game, and 2. Any editing done by players of the game to any elements protected by the First Amendment. There are still 2 years between now and the release of Gridiron Champions, so things could very well change when it comes to utilizing the likeness of college athletes. However, with the NCAA continuing to throw out the term amateurism, despite being a billion-dollar industry that profits off the backs of unequally compensated student athletes, it's highly unlikely that we'll see a change anytime soon. That means fans, for better or worse, will have to hope that games like Gridiron Champions can give us a big enough canvas to create the college football experience that's been missing from video games for far too long. Hopefully you guys liked the video. If you did, drop a like and let me know what you think in the comments below. If you love our content here at SGL, subscribe and turn your notifications on for the latest on college football and all of your favorite sports games. This is The Natural with SportsGamersOnline.com. I'm out.
I was in the bando alone.